Good evening. Quickly join the class. Very good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Yes. Quickly join the class. Very good evening. Good evening, everybody. Quickly join the class. Join the class quickly. Good evening. Yes. Very good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. Quickly join the class. Join the class quickly. Good evening. Very good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Today, science class, class 7 science, new chapter, most important chapter of your life for the examination point of view, class 7, class 8, class 9, class 10, in every class, you will get this chapter, light. So, light chapter is from the physics branch, optics. So, today we'll discuss about light. In class 6, when we were reading physics, we know about the light. What is light? So, what is light? We know light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy. So, light is a form of energy which produces the sensation of sight or vision. Sensation of sight or vision in normal human eye. Normal human eye. So, what is light? First of see, what is light? What is light? What is light? So, we write light is a form of energy which produces the sensation of vision, or we can say sight, in normal human eye. Normal human eye. So, why we are writing it normal human eye? Because if someone is blind, then he or she cannot able to see anything. Then what is the significance of light for his or her life? So, light is a form of energy. It is a form of energy which produces the sensation of vision, sight. We can see. So, how we can see the object? When? How? Question. How we can see the object? See the objects around us. Around us. So, how we can see the objects around us? So, different objects are present all around us. So, how we can see it? So, when light falls on different objects and reflects back to the retina of our eye, we can able to see the object. See the object. So, first of all, reflects. About reflection we will discuss. So, here Is there any buffering? Yes, is there any buffering? Buffering. Okay. So when light falls on different objects, what are present all around us, and after falling on the objects, it reflects back to our eye, return back to our eye, and falls on the retina of our eye. Then we see the object. So light is important to see the object. In dark, we cannot see anything because there is no light. There will be no reflection of light from the objects. So we cannot see in the dark. So in the previous class, already we know in class 6, we know about the ray of light. Ray of light. So what is ray of light? What is ray of light? See, what is ray of light? So let me clean this one first. Then we'll discuss about the ray of light. Ray of light. We know it. Ray. In class 6, what we know? We know about the ray of light. Ray of light. So, ray of light, this is one ray. This is one ray of light. Light ray. Light ray. Okay. So, Pankaj Sadangi. Very good. Good evening. So, light ray. Now, beam of light. Beam of light. We know it. Beam of light. So, beam of light divided into two groups. Convergent and divergent. So convergent, this is convergent, converges to a point, rays are coming to a point, so convergent. Divergent means they are emerging from one point, so divergent. So this is divergent, this is your convergent. Divergent, convergent beam. Now, so when light is concerned, when light falls on any object and reflects back to our eye, we can see the objects. Okay. Then what are the natural source of light? Natural source of light. Natural source of light. Natural sources of light. Natural sources of light. So sun, you know, sun gives us light. Sun is a star. Sun is a star. Luminous body. Sun, then other are there. Glowworm. So you have seen at night they gives us light. Glowworm. Then natural. Then artificial source of light. Artificial source of light. Many are there, like your burning candle, torch light. Now electric lamp, etc. Many are there. What we are using in our day-to-day life. Okay. So, is there any buffering? Okay. So, now, see, after artificial source of light, we know luminous bodies and non-luminous bodies. The bodies which gives us light and heat, light, also it light, luminous. does not give sunlight, non-luminous. Luminous bodies and non-luminous. Luminous bodies and non-luminous bodies. So luminous bodies gives us light. Non-luminous body does not give us light. So now these are the class 6. Already we know it. These are previous class things. So just shortcutly I am recapitulating all these things. So I am not explaining in details. Now one by one I will tell everything, but you have to watch the video till the end. So now see, next part of the light. Very shortly I will tell you everything about the light. So keep watching. Now when light is coming either from the sun or from any other sources, either from natural source or from artificial source. So when it falls on anybody, reflects to our eye, we see the object, but it passes through a medium. Then what are the different optical media? So we can say, we know it, transparent medium, translucent medium, and opaque medium. So we can say also instead of medium we can say the body, transparent body, translucent body, opaque body, medium or body also we can say body. So transparent allows the light to pass through it completely. Then translucent allows a part of light to pass through it. I'll tell the example. Then opaque does not allow the light to pass through it. So transparent allow the light to pass through it completely. Air is transparent. Sunlight comes through the air. So air is transparent medium. Water is transparent. Glass, you have seen glass is transparent. Some glasses are also translucent. Window pane glasses, your windows of the cars, buses, these are translucent. Allows a part of light to pass through them. Does not allow the complete light to pass through them. So allows a part of light to pass through them. Butter paper, ground glass. So these are translucent. Polythene, translucent. Opaque. Does not allow the light to pass through them. Like your book, stone, brick. These are opaque bodies. So opaque bodies does not allow the light to pass through them. So these are the three important media through which light passes or comes from source to a falls on any object or to the receiver. Okay. So now we'll move to the main thing, the main property of light, that is your rectilinear propagation of light. Light always travels in a straight line. How I know this? Okay, so I will tell one thing. What happens in our day-to-day life? Suppose you are reading in your study room. You are reading in your study room. You are reading in your study room. So your light is on. Your electric bulb is glowing there. But other rooms are dark. Let no light is glowing there. So can your light will pass from your room to other room if your door is closed? No. No. So no light can pass through the walls of the room because walls are opaque. Through the opaque medium, light cannot pass. But if your mother or father will call you, then you will listen the voice of your mother or father. That means sound can comes through the bandway, through the doors, windows, but light cannot come in a curved direction. Only it travels in a straight line. In a straight line. In a straight line. Okay. So that is called your. So light always travels in a straight line. In a straight line. That is called rectilinear propagation of light. Of light. Rectilinear propagation of light. Recti. That means it always travels in a straight line. So now take an example. Suppose put the cardboard here. Now let's see, this is one cardboard. This is your okay. This is your another cardboard. So cardboard will be placed in one. Yes. So up to this. Now this will come to this and this will come to this. Now here another one. So this will come to this part, this will come to this part and this one. Now stand is there. Stand is there. All are placed at equal height. Holes are made here. Holes are made. Holes are made. Rest part are closed. Opaque. Opaque. These parts. Okay. So now cardboard experiment. Here we have taken 3 cardboards. The central part of the cardboard we have made the holes. Rest part opaque. Light cannot pass through this opaque part. Now in central you make holes through which it is open. Light can pass. So now here one thing that one table is there. One table is there. So here we'll put one candle. So here candle is there. Candle is there. So light is traveling in the straight line if the position of your eye, so here position of your eye will be here, then we can able to see the light of the candle. We can able to see the light of the candle. We can able to see the light of the candle. So now here, if any one of the cardboard is displaced up or down, so let's say cardboard A, cardboard B, cardboard C. Any one of the cardboard is displaced up or down, displaced up or down, then what will happen? Then the light will not pass through the cardboard. It will be obstructed and we cannot able to see the light of the candle. So from this experiment, when we will do this experiment, we will replace the cardboard. Any one of the cardboard will be replaced, either A cardboard or B cardboard or C cardboard. Any one of the cardboard is displaced up or down, then the light cannot pass through the cardboard and we cannot see the light. But condition is that when the holes of the cardboards will be in a straight line, in the same plane, in a straight line, then only light can pass from the candle and will reach to our eye and we can able to see the light of the candle. So this experiment tells us that light always travels in a straight line. So this is called rectilinear propagation of light. So light can never move in curved line, in zigzag way. Always light travel in a straight line. Okay, now move to the next concept. Just remember the concept, because concept is your power. If you are more confident, then you must know about the concept in details. So whenever you will know the concept, you can answer all types of questions comes in this chapter. So now, here see, I will tell you about a story. The story of greedy dog in our junior classes. When we are reading in class 2 or 3, we are reading about the story, what? Greedy dog. The dog was biting a small piece of meat and moving. So in between there is a river and the dog just walking over the what? Breeze. And at the same time he looked down. So in the water. Who saw? The dog saw its own image in the water. When the dog saw its own image in the water, then he thought, who? The dog. That another dog is there. So he barked at him. So barked at him. When the dog barked, the piece of meat, what was in the mouth of the dog, fell down. So this process means this is the process of reflection. This is the process of reflection. The dog saw his own image. The dog saw his own image in the river water. So that process of reflection already we know in the KG sections, but we don't know that is reflection. So today we'll discuss about reflection, very important part of the chapter light. So reflection. Now, what is reflection? What is reflection? The returning back of light, returning back of light into the same medium, the returning back of light into the same medium after striking the surface, or we can say reflecting surface, reflecting surface or reflecting surface is called what? Reflection is called reflection. Then what is reflection? The returning back, or we can say the phenomena of or a process. Phenomena means what? Process. The phenomena of returning back of light into the same medium after striking the surface, reflecting surface, is called reflection. So when light coming from any luminous body and pass through the medium, strikes any surface, then return back into the same medium, returns back, bounce back. Suppose you are holding a plastic ball in your hand, dropped it. When you drop the plastic ball rebounces, comes up, rebounces. So that is called bounces or rebounces. So similarly, when the light falls on any surface, it returns back into the same medium. So that process, that phenomena is called reflection. So reflection, the returning back of light into the same medium after striking the surface, is called reflection. So in reflection, different terms are there. You have to remember all the terms when we are reading about reflection. So first is when the light will come, incident ray, point of incidence, reflected ray, normal, angle of incidence. So angle of reflection, every part will be explained one by one. So now see what are the terms related to reflection. So in reflection, terms used, terms related to reflection, terms related to it, terms related to it, terms related to reflection. Okay, incident ray. So incident ray, the ray which is coming, the ray of light. Which ray? Ray of light. So right, the ray of light which strikes the reflecting surface, is called the incident ray. It's called the incident ray. I can write shortly IR, incident ray. The ray of light which strikes the reflecting surface, I will draw the diagram. I will show you which one is incident ray, which one is reflected ray, which one is normal, which one is point of incidence, and the face of the mirror. So everything I will tell one by one. Now after incident ray, the point of incidence. Point of incidence. At which point in the reflecting surface, the incident ray strikes is called the point of incidence. So at which point, particular point, at which point in the reflecting surface, the incident ray strikes, is called the point of incidence. Then what else? Reflected ray. So let me write this one. reflected ray. So note it down. Note it down. Okay. So reflected ray. Reflected. This is your light part removed. So now see, this part is light, not visible properly. Yes. So reflected ray. Reflected ray. So reflected ray. After incident ray, the reflected ray comes. If there is no incidence ray, then there is no reflected ray. Then what is reflected ray? The ray of light. The ray of light, which return backs, which returns back into the same medium after the incident ray strikes the reflecting surface. Reflecting surface. So the ray of light which returns back into the same medium, from which medium the incident ray passes through into the same medium, the reflected ray comes back. So the ray of light which returns back into the same medium after the incident ray strikes the reflecting surface is called the reflected ray. Then another one, most important one, is normal. So see the definition of normal. Okay, normal. Okay, see normal. So what is normal? The perpendicular drawn to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence. Is called the normal. So normal is the perpendicular drawn to the reflecting surface. Perpendicular means makes an angle 90 degree. Perpendicular makes an angle 90 degree. So drawn to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence is called the normal. So now see, another one is angle of incidence. And angle of incidence. What? The angle formed between the incident ray and the normal. Angle of incidence, the angle formed between the incident ray and the normal. Now reflected angle, or we can say angle of reflection. Reflected angle or angle of reflection. So basically we say angle of reflection. What is this? The angle formed the angle formed between the normal and the reflected ray. Reflected ray. So, angle of reflection, the angle formed between the normal and the reflected ray is called the angle of reflection. So now, by drawing the diagram, I will show you which one is incident ray, which one is normal, which one is reflected ray, which is angle of incidence, which is angle of reflection. So from this diagram, everything will be clear. So now see the diagram. Okay. So now see, this is the mirror. Let's say M and dash. So one ray is coming. This is coming. Another is going. Your third one. Here, see. Now, let's say this is O. This point is O. This is A. This is your B. This is your N. Now here, OA, the incident ray. Incident ray. OA. Incident in the reflecting surface. OA. So, M prime, reflecting surface. Reflecting surface. Reflecting surface. Now, ON. ON is the normal. The normal. This angle is 90. This angle is 90. Okay. Now, OB. OB is the reflected ray. Reflected ray. Now, angle AON. AON. Angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. And angle BON. BON. Angle of reflection. So, here, this is and this. So, this is called I, this is called R. Angle of incidence is called I, angle of reflection is called R. I and R. So, from this diagram, see, from this diagram, we can say OA incident ray, normal, reflected ray, O is point of incidence, O, point of incidence, point of incidence. Incidence. Now, angle AON, I, angle of incidence. Angle BON is R, angle of reflections. So, more about it will be discussed in the next class. So, join the class in time to get details about the concept. Thanks for watching. Thank you again. Have a good night. Thank you.